Hi friends, in current discussion on electrostatics, first we shall try to understand how to obtain potential due to multiple charges. Now what am I doing is, for this I am taking some point charges. Let us say Q1, Q2, Q3, etc. Qn at position vectors or distances you may call, named as R1, R2, R3, etc. Rn. So I am taking some point charges at different distances. Now I want to measure potential at P, at a point P, due to all these charges. So therefore I am taking a point P. Number of charges are there. Let us say Q1 at a distance of R1, Q2 at a distance of R2, Q3 at a distance of R3, Q4 at a distance of R4, Q5 at a distance of R. Now there are a number of charges are taken, but for a discussion let us say I am taking 3 or 4 or 5 charges. So we want to measure the potential at this point due to all these number of charges. Now if you calculate, this is how we will calculate. Let us say due to Q1, let us say V1 is the potential. That is, as per the formula, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 by R1. Similarly, due to Q2, you can calculate V2 as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q2 by R2. Take one more thing, due to Q3, you can calculate V3 as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q3 by R3 and so on. Now when there are multiple charges, so you can use principle of superposition here. So you can calculate the result because of these multiple charges, the resultant potential at P due to these multiple charges. Total charge can be calculated due to this configuration. Configuration means distribution of charges. So being a scalar, it is an algebraic sum. So therefore, using superposition principle, resultant potential at P due to total charge configuration. Total charge configuration is sum of charges due to multiple charges, sum of total charge. This is equal to algebraic sum of individual charges, just like forces. Of course, force being a vector, you have to take a vector sum. This being a scalar, you take an algebraic sum. So therefore, this can be implemented. V is equal to, you can say V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus etc. Vn if you have the number of charges. Right? So that means V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 by R1 plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q2 by R2 plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q3 by R3 plus etc. plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon into Qn by Rn. This is a normal algebraic sum. This common thing we will take it out and try to simplify this. So what is the result we are going to get? So when you take the common out, this is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. You take it as common. So then you will automatically have Q1 by R1 plus Q2 by R2 plus etc. plus Qn by Rn. That is what. So you can calculate a sigma for this. So this we can further mathematically simplify as V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into sigma Qi by Ri. So where I is equal to 1 to n. So this is how you can simplify this. Suppose if you want to denote the same in vector form, vector notation, you can simplify potential as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into sigma Qi will be same. Now here you are getting R1, R2, R3 etc. sum. So this position vector of P is R, let us say. If the position vector of P is R, then the denominator will be modulus of R bar minus Ri, where I is equal to 1 to n. So this is how in vector notation we can find the potential P, potential at P due to multiple point charges. I hope you understood this. So you can have a scalar notation, you can as well have a vector notation. This is the equation or expression for potential at a point due to multiple charges. Now let us look at another thing. Now we want to measure potential due to a dipole. How it will be? Let us try to understand. So for this what we will do is, we will take a dipole. The dipole will have two ends. Let the two ends be A and B. At A, let us say you kept a negative charge. At B, you kept a positive charge. Right? So the position vector of this is R1. Position vector of this is R2 for a dipole. So the distance of separation between A and B as well taken as 2A. Now midpoint or center of the dipole is taken as O. So therefore the dipole moment naturally will be Q into 2A, called as equation 1 or 2 or whatever it is. Now this at a point P, which is at a distance R, from this dipole at this point, which is at a distance of R, we will calculate potential at this point due to this. So this description I just would like to describe in terms of a diagram. So I am taking 2 points, let us say. Here is a point A, here is another point B. This is the midpoint O. At this I kept minus Q charge. Here I kept plus Q charge. Now the distance is what? For AB, what is the distance? We said 2A. That means this will be A and this will be A, because this is a middle point. Okay. Now you can connect these points. Somewhere here I have taken a point P, which is at a distance of R, let us say. Position vector of A is R1, position vector of B is R2. Now let us say it is making an angle theta. So this description already I made. Only thing is, we are trying to find potential. Potential is represented as V at P, where OP bar is equal to R bar, angle BOP is equal to theta. Now if you see the distance of P from minus Q at A, that is AP is equal to R1. Similarly, distance of P from plus Q at B, that implies BP is equal to R2. Now we'll calculate the potential. Potential at P due to individual charges of the dipole. So therefore, potential at P due to minus Q at A is V1 is equal to minus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R1. Similarly, potential at Q, potential at P due to plus Q at B is nothing but V2, which is Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R2. We know that potential is related to work done by the field. So potential also follows superposition case. So potential at P therefore means due to dipole is the sum of these two. So that is the basis. As potential is related to work done by the field, potential also follows the superposition principle. So therefore, what does it mean? Hence, potential at P due to both the charge means due to dipole is V is equal to V1 plus V2. So these two should be This should get added. So that means common factor you take out v is equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by r2 minus 1 by r1. Call it as equation 2. Because this minus this you have to calculate. Okay. Now you can use geometry here because you have triangles, 2 triangles here. So therefore, by using the geometry, suppose you want to find r1 square, that is r square plus a square plus 2ar cos theta. Now you are measuring this. If this is 2a, if this is the midpoint, then this will be a and this will be a. So r1 square, you want to measure r. So r1 square, you can find r square plus a square plus 2 into a into cos theta between them, cosine of the angle between them. This is how you can get this expression. Now similarly, you get r2 square. R2 square will be again r square plus a square plus 2ar cos. If that is theta, remaining is 180 minus theta. If an angle is theta, the rest is 180 minus theta because it is a straight line. So this means minus, cos 180 is minus. So r square plus a square minus 2ar cos theta. So this is r1 square, this is r2 square. Got? So we shall continue this. So what we got? r1 square as r square plus a square plus 2ar cos theta and r2 square as r square plus a square minus 2ar cos theta. These are the values we got. Now from this r1 square, we'll try to rearrange that equation. So till this physical explanation is completed, now it's a mathematical approach. So therefore, I will rewrite this r1 square as r square I will take common out. So that will become 1 plus a square by r square plus 2a by r into cos theta. Got it? Suppose this position vector of the point is found to be much greater than half of the distance between the point charges, then a by r is small. If a by r is small, a square by r square can be neglected. So therefore, applying this equation, your r1 square will become r square into 1 plus a square by r square. You can neglect it. You will only have 2a by r cos theta. From this, r1 is equal to square root you can put. So bring it out from square root, it will become r into square root of this 1 plus 2a by r cos theta whole power. Square root I will put as half. So from this I will get 1 by r1 as 1 by r into 1 plus 2a by r cos theta whole power minus half. 1 by 1 plus 2a by r cos theta whole power half becomes minus half. Got it? Now you may be wondering, what am I doing and why am I doing? Just a minute. Look at the equation. We are trying to calculate the potential due to dipole, that comes to around the normal sum. Here in this bracket, if you see, there is 1 by R1, there is 1 by R2. So I am geometrically trying to obtain the expressions for 1 by R1 and 1 by R2 so that I can substitute here so as to get simplified and to get a value for potential. Got it? Fine. So you call this as equation 3. So if you got it for R1, on the same lines, you can get 1 by R2 can be 1 by R2 is equal to 1 by R into this, quite opposite to this, 1 minus 2a by R cos theta whole power minus half. Call it as equation 4. Now this equation 3 and 4, you substitute in equation 2. This is equation 2, 3 giving us 1 by R1 value. Equation 4 is giving us 1 by R2 value. These two values we will put in equation 2 and then try to simplify. So therefore, substituting equations 3 and 4 in equation 2, we get V is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by R into 1 minus 2a by R cos theta whole power minus half minus 1 by R into 1 plus 2a by R cos theta whole power minus half. Clear? Now here we can use binomial theorem and only first order terms we try to retain. This is the second order term, a by R, 2a by R, 3a by R, first term, second term, like that. So first order we will try to replace. So using binomial or binomial theorem and retaining terms up to first order in a by R, we get. So this is the crucial thing you have to understand. So 2a by R we can eliminate it. What we will get by using that binomial theorem concept to retain only first order terms, that equation will become Q by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 plus a by R cos theta minus of 1 minus a by R cos theta. This we will further simplify. V is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught into, expand this, 1 plus a by R cos theta minus 1 plus a by R cos theta. Just expand that. So this gets cancelled. So you will be left with V is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon into a by R cos theta plus a by R cos theta. That is 2a cos theta by R. So that means V is equal to Q into 2a cos theta by 4 pi epsilon naught into R. That is the value you got. But epsilon R is there. So that means P is equal to Q into 2a cos theta by 4 pi epsilon naught R square. This particular expression we are trying to apply the binomial theorem concept and relating the terms up to only first order. That is what we are trying. Now see here, but Q into 2a equal to dipole moment. So since Q into 2a equal to P, therefore V is equal to P cos theta by 4 pi epsilon naught R square. So this is the expression for dipole moment at a point, potential due to a dipole. This is the expression for potential at a point due to a dipole. Now P cos theta, there is an R here, position vector. So you can take it as a scalar product. So here what P cos theta you are using, it is nothing but scalar product of these two, unit vector. So this R cap is nothing but unit vector along the position vector. If R is the position vector, R cap is the unit vector only. OP bar equal to R, na? So therefore, electric potential at a point P due to a dipole is V is equal to P dot R cap by 4 pi epsilon naught R square, valid when for R much greater than A. Clear? Now you have some special cases that need to be understood here. Suppose if you take the position on the dipole axis, when you take it on the dipole axis, theta equal to 0 or pi. That means potential can be plus or minus P into 4 pi epsilon naught R square, etc. Now when I say plus or minus, when it will be plus, when it will be minus, you have to understand. So if theta is equal to 0, positive sign is used. If theta is equal to pi, negative sign is used. Suppose if you take at any point on the equatorial line, theta will be pi by 2. Then cos pi by 2 means cos theta will become 0. That means potential will be 0. So therefore, what we can conclude is the electric potential at any point in the equatorial plane of dipole is 0. Potential at any point due to dipole is this. Depending on the theta value, theta equal to 0, what happens? Theta equal to 90, what happens? Theta equal to 180, what happens? These are special cases used to come. So when equatorial line is taken, theta will be pi by 2, cos theta will be 0. Therefore, the electric potential at any point in the equatorial plane of a dipole is taken to be 0. This is how you can understand potential due to a dipole. In the next session, we shall take up equipotential surfaces, right?